Hi everyone, this is Smriti. Welcome to QA automation classes. So in the last session we have seen our validations, right? So how did we did the validation with respect to our put call, okay? And today we are going to look into the patch, okay? So there is a difference between put and patch actually, right? So if you have seen in the put, we are passing everything, right? Again, entire object we are passing, but whatever we want to update, we are keeping those updated value. But in patch, we don't have to pass the entire object, okay? So we have to pass only the updated field value, okay? Updated key and the respective value we can pass. Okay, so let's go to the postman and try to understand how exactly patch works. Okay, so put, okay, so let's create a new folder. Okay, and I'll say patch call. Okay, let me rename, sorry. So patch call. Okay, fine, awesome. So now here I can go and add a request. Okay, so what kind of request? So I can take exactly the same request as a put, just copy paste this one, and in the put body also let me copy. Okay, here go to the body and raw instead of text JSON. Awesome. Okay, so I'm passing ID, title and author. This is what you are passing in put. Okay, but in patch you don't have to pass anything, all of them. So I can get rid of this one. Let's say I want to update the author. Okay, so title also I'll get rid of title. Okay, so now let's say author q automation classes 1 2 3. Okay, so for object 33, okay, we're going to verify we are going to update the author field to qa automation classes 1 2 3. Okay, so let's send and see what happens. Okay, so this is not get call, you have to move it into the patch call. Okay, so this is patching. So now let's say send. Okay, so now if you see what happened, so it returned entire object in the response. Okay, the response code is 200 and it returned the entire response author. If you see, the author value is updated to q automation classes 1 2 3, right? This is the new updated value and ID remains same for 33. Rest assured from our designing. Okay, makes sense guys. So in the patch we just only have to specify the corresponding property, like whatever the key value we are trying to update, we just need to specify for that one. But while constructing the URL, we have to construct like this, right? We have to construct till whatever ID, for which ID we want to update, right? So if you say here, let's say, let me save this response. Okay, save as example. Okay, so why it's showing get? Okay, I have to save it patch. Okay, so patch new request. Okay, so you can rename it, but we can do one thing. Okay, so let me, instead of 33, let's say 388 something, whichever is not present. Okay, so in that case you will say 404 not found. So exactly the implementation will be similar to how we have seen in the case of our put method. Okay, so exactly similar kind of implementation we need to have. So let me put it back 33. Okay, and whatever is there, right? Okay, this is the one. Fine, so now let's go to our IntelliJ, and here we have to design another scenario outline. Okay, I can copy this one. We'll make update to this one. Okay, because most of the steps will remain same, only few things are going to change. Let me comment it out, the put. Okay, so now I can mention here, instead of put here, this is patch method. Okay, patch. Okay, so update to one user post through http patch method. Patch method. Okay, http patch method. Okay, so now, and so first of all what we need to do, so the same thing, user says the API endpoint with resource and user hits the endpoint with patch method. Okay, let's say patch method by passing valid ID, and we are not passing title, we need only author, right? So let's say by passing valid ID and author, because this ID will be required to construct our endpoint. Okay, why I'm taking two things, because I'm going to update one. Okay, here I'm going to update the author to the request body, and to the endpoint I have to append that ID. Okay, so that will go here, and that ID will be utilized in constructing the actual endpoint. Okay, and author is going to get passed as the request body. Okay, and then, and the API should return the valid status code. So here the status code is 200, I believe, right? So 200 we have to give the status code here. Okay, that is fine. And API should return the updated data in the response with ID, title and author. We don't have to verify all of things because we only verified, I think ID we can verify, okay, because it is for the same ID, and we can verify for the author. We don't need for the title, okay, because that we're not yet modifying the title, so there is no point in verifying the title, okay. So what we'll do, we are not at all going to work on the title. So we need resource, we need ID, and then we need the author, okay. Resource, ID, author, and then the status code. These four things we need, okay. So let's see. Hmm. So instead of title, we can give as author. Okay. Let's say the title we don't need, we can delete. Okay. So let's delete that title. Okay. After ID, we'll have author. So title, I can delete it from here. We can have our author Q automation classes Smriti. So instead of that, let's update it to Smriti. Okay. Let's say Smriti Ranjan. Okay. So this is my name, and the resource is post, ID is 33, author, and status code is 200. Okay, I think this is perfect. Okay, so now we have to define these two methods. Okay, these two steps we have to have the corresponding step definition. So let's hover over on this one, create step definition, go to the user post step definition. Okay, so if you see, the user hits the endpoint with the patch method by passing the string and string. So ID, and basically we need to pass the ID and the author name, two things. Okay, and what else, verification, right? So API should return the updated data in response body with this one and this one. Okay, I think we should do one thing, updated user should return the updated author data in response. Okay, we can say updated, let's put, this is fine, man. We can go with this one. This is also unique. If I remove this one also, it will not be have any duplicate issue, right? Because there are three variables are there, right? See, three variables are there. Okay, it's fine. So API should return the updated, let's say patch data. Okay, let's make it distinct. Okay, in response body with ID and author. Okay, so now create step definition in the step definition. Okay, fine. So here also we got. Okay, so now let's see, in the step definition classes, these two methods we have already defined. So let's put the method there also. Okay, variables you can put. So first one, we are going to find the string ID and string author. Okay, so string ID comma string author, these two things we need. And here also same thing, right? So we need to verify with the string ID and string author. Okay, so let's pass these two values over here. Awesome. Okay, so now we have to create the object in the user post API class, and then we have to call those methods. Okay, so let's go to the user post, and here, okay, so here we can create one method. Okay, so let's say public void verify hit endpoint with patch method. Okay, hit endpoint with the patch method, and here we need ID and author. Okay, so I can copy this one, string ID comma string author. Okay, we'll get rid of the title, string ID comma string author. Okay, so now we have to write our actual patch method implementation. Okay, so here what we need to do first, we have to pass our body, right? So for that, what we need to do, we need to create that body, JSON body. How to create the JSON body? Obviously we can go with our as usual hash map. Okay, so let's say here. Okay, so instead of put, let's say patch. Okay, so now patch request body dot put. Okay, so what we're going to put, so we're going to put author. Okay, so within the double quote put author, and whatever the value the author has. Okay, so put it author. Okay, so this is done. Only one thing we're going to pass here. Okay, so that's why I'm just adding one field here, because I'm going to update the author value. I'm not going to update the title or ID. Okay, guys. Okay, so now author request, we are just putting the author. So now we have to construct the endpoint. Okay, so what kind of endpoint now? So now how we have defined the endpoint here, update by ID using put endpoint. Okay, so similarly we can define one more, update by ID using the patch endpoint. Okay, using patch endpoint. Okay, so make it private string. So if you have any good alternate names, you can also come up with those kind of names here. Okay. So update by ID using patch. Okay, endpoint. Okay. So now for this endpoint, how to construct that endpoint? So now the endpoint will be like, so localhost colon 3000, that is the base URI, right? And in the, if you see the endpoint, right, it is already having the resources slash posts already there. So you don't have to use that one. Let's see feature. We can get rid of this post because it is already constructed there. Okay. API hits the endpoint with resource, right? So this is already taken care here. Okay. So we already have our endpoint created over here. Okay. And okay, this is required, right? So this is already there, and I can reuse that endpoint here, right? So let's say, uh, oh my god, okay, let me copy that one. Okay, so this one equals to, how did we do here? Similarly, we can do it like endpoint plus string double slash plus id. Okay, so the same id we have to pass it over here. Okay, so this id is nothing but this id. Okay, whatever we are passing from here, so updated by id using the patch endpoint. Okay, so endpoint whatever we already got plus slash then id. So endpoint will have localhost colon 3000 slash posts. Okay, and then again slash id. This id is nothing but what we are passing from our feature file. Okay, so we are passing the same id 33. Author I'm saying Smriti Ranjan, and status code I'm expecting 200. Okay, so let's go through the okay, so let's go there. So this is by the endpoint. Okay, I have constructed the endpoint, so now I have to hit the endpoint. So how to hit the endpoint? Simple. So let's go given, instead of doing this I can directly copy from here. Okay, let's copy the enter line. These two line I can copy, in fact. Okay, copy these two line and let's go right over here. Okay, fine. Okay, so here I'm saying response equals to given dot log dot all dot when content type JSON dot body. So here we're going to send the patch request body. Okay, and here I'm going to call the patch method. Okay, so patch method, and inside the patch method what I'm going to pass, I'm going to pass this endpoint. Okay, the endpoint that I constructed just now. So this is done. So now hit the endpoint with patch method call. Patch method call. Okay, so this is the first method. So now I have to define the validation also, right? So verify patch correctly updated or something. Okay, so let's say public void verify, how do we say, verify patch method updates. Okay, let's say verify patch method updates, verify patch method updates. Okay, so here also I'm going to take two parameters, right? So id and author. So let's take both of them. Okay, fine. And now here okay, so after taking that we have to do the actual validation. Okay, so JSON path again, right? Through the JSON path we should do the validation. So JSON path. Okay, JSON path equals to new JSON path. Okay, and inside that we will keep response dot as string. Okay, so you keep the response and string, and then asset dot asset equal, we can directly say let me copy from here. Okay, don't need all three, only two will need. Okay, so asset dot asset equal, so put id, not put patch id. Patch id is not found. Okay, id json path dot get id. So this is perfect. Okay, so this id expected with this actual we are validating. So similarly title we don't need. Okay, let me get rid of this title. Author is not found. Author json path dot get author. Okay, so patch has updated the mentioned object. Okay, I think this is perfect now. So let me quickly run through it. Okay, one more time and then we'll run it. Okay, so first we created a hash map, and then we added author. This is the only field we are going to update in the object 33, and we constructed the endpoint over here, and then response equals to given log all when content type JSON dot body patch request body. Awesome, we're passing the patch request body dot patch. Okay, we're using the patch method, and the same endpoint we are using just now we constructed. And SOP statement, then in the verify we are just creating the JSON path, and asset equals to patch id is not found, so id JSON path dot get id, and author is not found, author JSON path get author. Okay, so whatever value we are passing from the step definition, that is going to get called here. Okay, so before that we have to call this from the step definition. Where is the step definition? So Let's go to the last two methods. Okay, so let's say you posts. Okay, you posts dot. Okay, hit endpoint with the patch method, and we have to pass id comma author. Okay, so let's pass id comma author. Okay, awesome, done. And second one, you posts. Okay, so you posts dot here verify, right, with patch verify post verify put verify patch method updates. Okay, that is the one I believe, right? Verify patch method updates. Okay, so here also I need to pass id comma author. Okay, so id comma author. Awesome. Okay, so verify patch method updates, verify hit endpoint with patch method. Let me just see. Okay, awesome. And now let's see verify patch method updates. Okay, perfect, perfect. So now I can go ahead and do the run. Okay, so feature failed, only patch method is active. Okay, thank. So now before that, just see what is the 33. What we have, author is queue automation classes 1 to 3. So it should be changed. It should get changed to the smoother engine. Okay, so let's run and see. Okay, so now if you see, this is successful. Okay, so author smooth engine, this is the body we are passing, and if you see, this is the API response. Okay, so if I go over here and if I refresh, I should see author is smooth engine. Okay, so that's how you work on the patch method. What is this patch method? Okay, and we'll do one thing, we'll do a git commit. So on stage, okay, let's test them. Okay, so automate user post feature patch call and validate response to the JSON path. Awesome. So commit, it's committing. Okay, so ignore. Okay, let's go to git and we can say, okay, so automate user post feature patch call and validate the response to the JSON path. Okay, so yeah, that's all to this class, guys. If you guys are really enjoying this session, I'll request you to subscribe to my channel, and please share this content with your friends and colleagues so that they can also get benefited out of it. If you guys have any questions, please put them in the comment section. I'll get back to you as soon as possible, and please stay tuned to key automation classes for further new upcoming playlists. Okay, so we have planned a lot in the future, so please stay tuned to key automation classes and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you everyone. Bye bye.